your daughter were both COVID positive.
And how are they feeling?
They're feeling okay, actually. Yeah.
All right, that's good.
And are you still negative?
Good news. Good news. I just literally looked at it, and I am still negative.
Woohoo!
Hey,
Vaccines work.
So, wow.
how are you doing that? Are you just keeping your distance? It's hard to do that from a child.
You know, I wish I could keep more distance with a 5-year-old, but it really is hard when they are of a particular age.
Are you doing anything specific that maybe would be helpful or useful to others that are going through the same thing?
Well, one thing that I'm doing a lot of is actually aerating the air. So in other words, I am opening windows like crazy around here.
Getting the fresh air in.
And luckily it's
I'm letting a lot of fresh air in.
That's good.
So
you're just blowing it over to the neighbors.
Literally, I am opening like every single window. Not every window, but I'm opening a lot of windows. And especially in the room, they do have a designated room side of the house that they're supposed to stay on. And then I'm encouraging both of them to get a lot of fresh air themselves. So they go out in the backyard. And yesterday we were playing pickleball. I have a new obsession.
Pickleball?
Oh, I love it. It's everywhere.
OMG.
It's so funny.
Do you have a pickleball court?
Well, I bought a little set from Cost You Less. So I do have a pickleball net.
Okay.
And the balls and the paddle. And I am obsessed. I'm really obsessed.
Interesting.
Oh, love it. This thing what was it? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? No, I was pregnant with Finn. So yeah, just over 3 years ago. Because he's 3 now. I was in this place called Star Valley, Wyoming, where my family and everyone stays. And my aunt, it was the first time I heard of pickleball. She's like, you got to come. We're all going down to the pickleball court. Everyone's meeting up. Let's play some pickleball. I'm heavily pregnant, so I'm like, I'm not going to play. But everyone was obsessed. And since then, never heard of it before. Now everyone's talking about pickleball.
Yeah, I mean, they've even got like a world championship of pickleball.
It's like tennis crazy. And badminton.
I had never heard of it
and ping pong
until recently myself. And it's just a lot of fun. I mean, I love racket sports. So I'm
standing on a ping pong table.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, you're like, I'm a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's right up my alley because I've had a ping pong table. I love tennis. I love squash. Like I'm a racket person. I've never played badminton, but I just love racket sports. So
yeah.
I'm into
I like racquetball. I like playing that sport.
My husband plays squash, and he played really he doesn't play a lot, but he's really good at squash, and I don't get that game. It's just too fast for me. I like tennis.
I like eating squash.
I like eating squash too, but not the balls. Not the balls. The squash balls.
All right. So any newsworthy stories from over the weekend?
There was quite a few things that happened over the weekend. There was a dump. I don't want to quite call it a fire. Maybe we'll call it a simmer that was being monitored. So that was being closely monitored by the authorities. CBC Border Control carried out an operation into the early hours of Saturday morning, which was quite interesting because we actually had someone who caught a little bit of footage of them in action. And so this would be the location off Portland Road. So they were monitoring that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt like this was a super long weekend, but I'm trying to remember what else we've got in headline news this morning. So we're going to be talking about one of the stories actually that was trending that we kind of have done a corrected piece on is the UCCI scholarships being cut allegedly for board payments, for board stipends for board members to get paid. And so we're going to do a little bit of correcting of that information that has gone out there because it wasn't quite correct. Another media house had put it up, and it certainly gave a certain impression that isn't accurate. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. The usual accidents over the weekend. Cayman, the biggest event I suppose that happened over the weekend is that we actually reopened. I mean, phase 4 went off without a hitch.
No, that's the whole.
You know what? I
weird-
totally forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I mean,
It was
like
Technology would be like nothing.
I know that's
on
what I
Saturday, and
see.
it was like, woohoo.
Who cares? It's like it's just it's uneventful. The only thing is that we found out now you have to go and pay 70 or at least $75, $25 every time you go to a health provider when you come on island to get the LFTs done.
Is that for everyone in your party?
That's anyone that's coming into the
Okay.
island now. That's if you're vaccinated, that's the stipulation, not just.
So it could cost you a family of 4 or something. It could be
Could be, yeah.
a few $100.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to deter.
That was actually really awesome. We were there at the airport. And
Oh, were you?
Yeah, we did a live stream and it went extremely well.
And what were you
we got to
streaming
see
exactly? Just some
Jet-
pastures?
JetBlue, sorry. We got to see JetBlue come in and, the water salute and all that good stuff. So it was very, very good.
Was that the first time JetBlue's come in? Was that the start
No,
of it?
I think it was just they were just doing.
It was just for the phase 4.
Just for the
they were
open.
the first plane to land. As
Anytime
part
we
of
can get those water cans going.
I know. I was like, shouldn't we hold off on the water
Cannons.
cannons until like we're actually like free?
Yeah, it's
It's like the mission accomplished.
No, we're gonna take
Yeah,
every baby step as a victory.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Okay, all
We're gonna
right.
do that.
Okay. I
Plain-
don't know. I've been burned before, so I'm a little bit more skeptical.
Plane probably needed a good washing.
Yeah, no, it happened, Aaron. I mean, people are like,
Okay. All right. It was very. Listen.
It happened.
I'm happy. Let's move forward though and
I mean,
get rid of these.
they
this
probably
going
killed,
to test the LFT thing.
they probably killed half the ozone layer though with those fire trucks when they shoot those cannons. You ever see the exhaust coming off those things?
No.
No,
Did you see that, Sandy?
no, I am.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sure, it's exhaust, not just like mist. It's exhaust.
It's black. black,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah, probably need to get that fixed. Anyway, but that's very cool. And yeah, and it was very uneventful, which is kind of the way you want it, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
all right, Sandy, have a great show. We
Thank
will
you
catch up
so
with
much.
you tomorrow.
All right, sounds
Yeah.
wonderful.
All right, catch Sandy on.
All right, folks. So I do notice I've got a little bit of an issue here in the back studio. So give me 1 minute. I'm going to try to see if I can fix this. It does require me to log out 1 quick second. I've just realized that the usual YouTube feed isn't up. So I'm going to send out the backup feed on WhatsApp. So just give me 1 quick second. All right, I think I just need to refresh my my app. So give me a few, and I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Shall I play some? Sorry, shall I play some music? Maybe I'll play that clip again of the national song. I think it continues to play it until I come back, but let's hold on. Okay, folks, my apologies. Some technical issues this morning. Well, we're gonna have to pretty much do it, I think, without the usual camera. There's something that it says it's using my camera, but I cannot quite figure out what it is that would require me to restart the computer. Not sure what's shaking, what's causing that to happen. So I will have to do that after the show. It's a bit strange, I must admit. My apologies, folks. I don't actually see anything that's like different on my end, but something is definitely riding in the background. There's something operating in the background. All right, we got a lot to talk about this morning. So the YouTube link is different, Charm. They must have me blocked. I'm so sick of YouTube. Can I just tell you? Don't know what's going on over at the regular YouTube channel, but just remember there is a backup YouTube channel. So definitely save both. I find that, that's the best thing to do, is have them both on lockdown. And then that way we can have access to them both. So we shared a 60 Minutes video last night. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably what has gotten us in YouTube jail again. They're so panicky. So we've got 2 YouTube channels. Good morning to Irvlyn. Good morning, Diamond Princess. Sapphire. Good morning, Alice. Lily is here. Beautiful morning to Lily. Olivia. Irvlyn. Mr. Robert is here. Felicia. Andrew. Now we've got some guests that are going to be joining us a little bit later on. And folks, today is the big day for oh gosh, what is it? Drawing, the $100,000 drawing. So make sure that you're tuned in here, because it's probably going to be the first place that you hear it. I'm excited. Totally excited. So somebody's going to win $100,000. In fact, to the best of my knowledge, they have already selected the winner as Friday, and now this morning they're just making the announcement. So how exciting is that someone is going to, their life could potentially change. I don't know who's won it, obviously, but trust me, if the right person has won it, they could have a completely different life after that. I mean, wow, $100,000 can change all sorts of stuff for you. So I'm excited for that person. I'm pretty sure it's not me. I'm just saying. Just in case you're wondering, it's not me. You see, you would be notified that you were finalists already. So there's that small detail. So if you've not been notified that you're a finalist, then yeah, it's not you. So I'm excited though. I'm excited nonetheless for whoever actually won. So I'm still trying to figure out what is holding up my camera situation here. But anyway, the show shall go on. So yeah, so congratulations to that person. H. Coreens, good morning. Anne-Marie Francis is here. Wee Wee's here. Siobhan is here. Buenos dias to Alba. Diana, thank you so much. Alice, Robert, Chantal, Sheila, good morning. Marva. Emma says, good morning, CMR family. No Christmas tree, lights, or decor, or presents for anyone this year. All the money I would spend is going to charities of my choice. Well, that's good. That's okay. Heads up to family and friends. So don't bother buying me anything, but you can donate to charities. I think that's a great idea, actually, Emma. I'm glad you're doing that. Do you know what charities you're going to be donating to? Good morning, Miss Marva again. Says wishing hubby and Gigi a speedy recovery. Yes, folks. So I am still COVID negative. I'm beginning to be a little bit surprised by this, to be honest, because honestly, I have to sleep with a COVID positive child. So, but hey, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. So yeah, everybody's doing fine. Thank you so much, Marva, for those well wishes. Like I said, one of the things that we've really focused on is trying to get fresh air in. And I was speaking to someone about this And they were saying that that's actually so critical. If we could aerate the environment more, we'd be doing so much better, get a lot of fresh air in. So I've been doing that. Good morning, Marshall. Dawn is here. Richie Rich is here. Charm, yep. Hopefully you found the other YouTube link. My apologies. YouTube has obviously blocked the primary account. I think it might have been that 60 minutes video. Like, I really have to start thinking consciously and hard about what's posted on social media platforms, because they have all kind of restrictions. Louie and Jake, Sue, good morning. Blissful Powell is here. Rita, buenos dias. Steveland, got it locked in. John, so everyone totally vaccinated and participated in the raffle. Well, not everyone, but I guess anyone who did by the deadline is certainly going to be eligible for the draw. So I've got a couple, just having a quick look. So yes, so let's talk about our rewind, our Monday rewind. Ooh, Dion, I got a new video for you guys. Hold on a second now. I'm excited. You guys know I've been working on my little assets around here, where we do, we're creating videos, we're creating all sorts of fun stuff for you guys. So I do want to share this one with you. I actually just kind of put this one together myself. But I'm going to have a proper expert work on it further. But here we go. It's Monday Rewind, folks.
Time for Monday Rewind. The Cold Hard Truth's Monday Rewind show recaps the weekend's news and events so you don't miss a beat.
Don't miss out.
All the weekend's source, news, gossip, and well, it wouldn't be a weekend recap show without traffic accidents too. Cayman Marl Road is Cayman's #1 news source and has the island's hottest morning talk show.
It's the hottest.
Make sure you don't miss a beat with Monday Rewind.
Rewind.
Tune in every Monday from 7:30 a.m. on both YouTube and Facebook.
All right, folks. All right, folks, so it's Monday Rewind time. And guess what? You know what that means? We're going to go through all of the news that you may have missed between the Friday show and today. So we've got lots and lots and lots of stuff to cover. So essentially, we're going to cover anything that would have been trending over the weekend. And trust me, lots of sus was going on. Okay, where shall we begin? Shall we begin with the Lash technician who was arrested for stealing over $50,000? Thank you, Dion. Dion says, that's hot. Listen here. Lash technician. What a mess this one is. This one made a lot of you pause. And I know a lot of you had questions about what. All right. Well, let me break it down for y'all. See if I can get it. This young lady, she's such a pretty girl. Apparently decided to put her hands in the little cookie jar. You guys know that nursery rhyme about who stole the cookie out of the cookie jar? How does it go again? And then it's like, not me. And everybody goes around in the circle. Did you steal a cookie out of the cookie jar? And then the mama's like, not me. And then it comes all the way around. It's like the little baby who stole the cookie out of the cookie jar. Because babies will do that. When you're a big woman, you should know better than to take something that isn't yours, folks. So here you know. Her name is LaToya Bartley. And LaToya decided that she was going to help herself to some money. Now, there's a couple of you who had some very interesting things to say about this. And I thought, okay, let me try to break it down a bit. First of all, I must say that the one question was like, what? A salon making that kind of money? That can't be. Well, y'all obviously not in the salon business, first of all. What I would say to that is, listen, It's possible to make good money in all sorts of businesses, and I don't see why salons would be any different. You know, you go to the salon, folks, you can easily drop. Now, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, and some of y'all men know too. You can drop a couple $100 very, very easily. Like if you go get lashes done, nails done. I don't think the salon does hair. I think they're more like lashes and other stuff. You know, the accessories. You can make it happen. So it's Lash Out Salon in Cayman Village, and the accusers say, when I say the accusers, I mean the people in the street, are saying that this lady was living just a fabulous lifestyle that maybe she just could not afford. Now, y'all know what we say on this show. It looks like they primarily focus on lashes. Now, it's so interesting because lashes has been the rave for many, many years now. And it seems to me that you know, lashes can really, I want to show you guys something here. Hold on a second. Look at this. Let's create a new tab and go over to Facebook. This is their Facebook page. Lashes can really make the difference in how you look. Look at the before. Hold on. Oh, those are just the after. Look at this one. Look at before lashes and eyebrows done and after. This is such an interesting photo because with the mask on, it really isolates and makes you focus on just the eyes. Like, what a difference, right? Isn't that an amazing transformation for just eyes? So just lashes and eyebrows, it's like, whoa, this looks like a totally different person. Here she looks like so naked, like it doesn't even look like mascara is going to help her because she has very thin lashes. I mean, look at this. Whoa, those eyebrows look like amazing before and after. So this one, they don't even have eyebrows. And then this one, you're looking good, girl. So I don't know if they do they do the what's the new tattooing thing called? I don't even know what that's called. Microblading. Are they doing the microblading? I think so. Eyelash extensions. So this is 4-week retention after fill. So eyelashes have become like the latest accessory. Eyelashes are kind of like nails, like people who wear nails and tips and whatever. Child, you got different types of eyelashes that you can choose from, different thicknesses, different styles. You have to fill them in because over time, I guess the eyelashes come off. So yeah, honey child, that'll make you look good. So look at this. Brow shape and tint. Oh, wow. That looks good. I might have to check them out for some brow tinting because, you know, after a while, my brows kind of got a little bit thin around the edges, folks. Comes with age. So definitely, oh, here's a close-up. Wow, look at that. Oh, my God. Totally different, right? Anyway, honey child, apparently there is lots of money to be made in the salon business. I think no matter what you do, you know, it's I guess it's a lucrative business. See, book your nails and lashes and get a second week filled for free. They were running all kind of specials. So back to this young lady here, LaToya. It is alleged. And again, LaToya remains innocent until proven otherwise. But the allegation is, and she has been arrested, is that she has stolen over $50,000, about $58,000 actually, from the salon to support her quote unquote lifestyle, right? So LaToya actually worked at the salon, and she is, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the background sus, which is, you know, what we do here in CMR. So LaToya was listed on the website and other places as a co-owner. And this is where now I need to really break it down, Dawn. I think this is really important, right? So when they say co-owner, what does that even mean? So my understanding is, this is what my sources have told me, and I want to be very clear. I have not spoken to the owner of the company. Apparently it's owned by Cayman and her husband. I guess they're the 60%. And I don't know if LaToya is 40%, if she's 20%, if she's 10%. I can't give you the details yet. of what percentage they gave her as a co-owner. But this is what I understand actually took place. So my understanding is LaToya, was working elsewhere. Now, interestingly enough, LaToya used to work for JN Money. She was actually in the salon business, not at all. And then at some point, she had to go home. There are questions surrounding that, but we'll leave that there for now. So she had to go home after working for JN, and she came back all of a sudden with these very special assets of being a, a lash technician. And my understanding is she used to work at some other salon, and then she was leaving there. And I guess her and the owner kind of knew each other. I think the owner used to go to the other salon. And this happens all the time. You go to the salon and people start talking to you. They express, they share their life. I'm interested in doing this. And maybe one day I want to own my own salon. And I'm sure the conversation went something like this. This is how I imagine it, right? Oh, you want to own your own salon someday? I've always wanted to get into the salon business, but I don't have the skill sets to do it. I just got the money. So I can set it up, whatever. Why don't you and I set up a salon together? But you're not a Caymanian, so you can't own more than 40%. So I'll give you 10% of the salon, 25%, whatever. But LaToya was actually getting a salary. So she's being paid as a staff member, but she has shares or ownership in the company. Now, hopefully it was an actual, it was actual incorporated company. Now, y'all know we can find all that information out, right? Thank you, DCI, for your website that I must say is very, very comprehensive and useful. So let's go to DCI trade and business licenses. I'm curious to know if the company is actually incorporated. Let us figure this out. So we can go here, and it's under a little section called report. So there it is. And now we can check that's exempt. You always got to make sure you look at the right category. So current trade and business licenses, October 2021. They always force us to download it now. How annoying, but we're going to download it. Open. All right, so here we go. Now, let me pull it over in the screen so y'all can see it. Now we'll increase the size to say 200%. Now y'all know your little computer, make sure you know your keyboard shortcuts. So Control F is for Lash. That's to find. Control F is to find. And then we're going to do Lash Out. And it's searching. 266 pages. There it is. So it is an incorporated company. Look at that. Lash Out Limited. That's how we know. So this makes a lot of sense, because it is not just a so-and-so trading as, John Smith trading as Lash Out Limited. It is a properly incorporated company. So this makes total sense that they would have given her shares in the company. So she probably has, I don't know what shares, but we will certainly do our best to find out. So say she has 25%. She could have up to 40% as a non-Caymanian, right? So it says hairdresser, including beautician, manicurist, and pedicurist. And it falls under the beautician section. May of 2021. They just renewed it this year. And yes, Cayman Village. So same exact company that we're talking about here. So now here's the thing, right? Even if you own a company, unless you own it 100% and you have nobody else who's going to be cribbling with you, right? If you own a company, but you have a contract that says you're going to be working within the company and you're going to be earning a salary, say $4,000 a month, you can't be putting your hand in the cookie jar and taking that any more than that. That's not your place. And especially, like I said, when you have, partners, things have to be done right and things have to be done by the books, folks. So just because she's an owner, because a lot of people are like, well, if she's a co-owner, she can do whatever she wants. No, she can't. Ownerships and management of companies are handled in a particular way, and they're governed by contracts. So if she has a contract of employment, my good folks, the contract of employment said, she's going to make X number of dollars. Maybe she works partly in commission. I understand that, in fact, she doesn't work partly in commission, that she gets a salary. Then she shouldn't be touching the cookie jar, none at all. In addition to that, let's be very, very clear here. You know, it's important to understand that when you're a partner in a company, there will be things that will happen. Like, you know, you need to have a little accountant checking your books. And that accountant will be saying you've made X amount. You know, yeah. These are the expenses of the company. You know, most organizations, you don't start taking a dividend at day one. It looks like she was helping herself to what she thought was the dividends, except a couple things. Number one, she wasn't telling her partners that she was helping herself to the dividends. Why wouldn't you, if you saw nothing wrong with it and you thought, oh, well, I'm just taking out my shares 100% of everything, then you wouldn't hesitate in being completely open and transparent. Because there was no openness and transparency, you know somebody thieving. I'm sorry, but this is called Court 101 common sense. Okay? If you're on the up and up, you just say what it is. There is no need for you to be sneaking around. There's no need for you to be telling clients, oh, put money into this account. That's my account. But no, that's okay because I'm part owner of the company. You're not commingling. Okay? Never commingle your funds, folks. You got to be careful, particularly when it's incorporated and you've got partners. So set up a completely separate business account. Clearly, she did not have access to the business account. Not only did she not have access to the business account, apparently, she also was telling people, the receptionist and others, oh, $1,100, just give that to me. I'm going to take that and then I'm going to put the money back later into the business account. And of course, they, you know, she's a co-owner, so they probably weren't asking too many questions. Now, I understand that apparently Latoya decided to go on vacation. You know, the stuff always falls apart when people decide to go on vacation. Because that's when they're on you like white on rice, child. They'd be like, oh, you took a vacation? Let me see what you were doing on vacation, honey, child. So she took a vacation, went off island, and they had their suspicions, but they were able to confirm their suspicions when she was away because they started digging. And then they started talking to clients. And a lot of clients were like, yeah, she told me to pay her in cash. Here's something else she was doing that was interesting. Now, if you're not stealing, if you're being completely honest and transparent, why would you need, this is just a question I'm just asking, why would you need to tell your clients that you were booking them as a complimentary service? Or let me put it this way. No. Let me get it right now. In the books, so the record reflected that she was booking them as a complimentary service when in fact they were a paying client and they were paying for the service and that she was pocketing the money. Honey child, what were you doing? So yes, my girl was pocketing the money and keeping it for herself. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Now she's been arrested. The 11th of the month, police got a phone call to say this woman is alleged to have stolen some money. So police have an obligation to investigate the matter, and I'm sure they will do so. Remember now, when you're arrested, you are arrested on suspicion of something, right? It is when you are formally charged that the prosecution then thinks, in conjunction with the police, that, all right, we got a case. And if you think you got a case, then you got to go to court and you got to prove it. Mind you, none of that means a person is guilty, folks. Let us always remember that this is going to be a situation where, you know, they will have to prove their case. Yes. So it is quite interesting, I must say, the case. And I think we're going to keep a very, very keen eye on the entire situation. Now, Latoya has made quite a transformation over the years, and I thought it was quite interesting. I did have a look at her before and after pictures. So they said that some of her money has been spent on cosmetic procedures. I guess she wanted a little bit more in the bust area. And where's the before and after pictures? Are they not in the story? Oh, Lord. Y'all need to see the before and after pictures, child. Hold on a second. Let me fix this story. I thought the before and after pictures were in the story. What? Y'all hold on a second here now. Hold on. So, are they saying that they lost me? Why? I'm right here. I didn't go anywhere. Everybody still with me? Oh, maybe it's their internet. Oh, they better call the internet provider, honey child. All right, so give me 1 second here. I want to show you guys something. Because Latoya has made quite an interesting transformation over the years. She looks very different than what she used to look like. Now, first of all, it is quite obvious that Latoya has been bleaching. Y'all know certain people love a little bleaching situation. And it's obvious that the boobs have been done. They look very full. And listen, there's absolutely nothing wrong with cosmetic procedures. I'm all for it. If you want to get cosmetic surgery to enhance what the Lord never gave you, do it once it's your own money and you're not stealing from anybody to do it. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm all for that. So, you know, I'm weird though. Like, I don't believe in putting anything in. I'll take stuff out. I'm like, take out all the fat you want, but putting foreign objects in, I think you might run into a few little issues. But that's just me. But I'm not gonna knock it. If you want to get breast implants, booty implants, you know, do what you got to do. So let me pull up the pictures now. Here we go. So this is the before, when she was a sweet, innocent little girl. So there's Latoya. There she is. As you can see, you know, the breasts are not where they're at right now. See? In this picture, she kind of had to push them up to really try to get some cleavage going on. This is a trick of the trade, folks, when you don't have any boobs, which I've never experienced in my life, really. I mean, I've had more than a handful. But when you don't have any, you wear certain outfits and you kind of wear it a little bit tighter and you kind of push it up, and they've got push-up bras and they've got tape where you can like tape up the bottom and it makes it look like you have a fuller cup than you do. So, you know, she's a slim girl. Loves some short shorts though. But anyway, this is her in Jamaica. She's from Maypen, Jamaica. She's not an ugly girl by any stretch of the imagination, but I just want to show you the transformation. So this was Latoya before. So this is before the lashes and before getting into that industry. Now look at the after. Bam! Check that out. Bam! Before, after. Before, after. Wow. She looks like a different girl. In fact, when I first saw this picture, when I first heard about it, I said, where is she from? She's Spanish, or what? Because the bleaching game is like crazy. I mean, can y'all help me with this one? How do you go from being this complexion to this? That's a lot of bleaching cream, yo. Damn. And you just bathe in this stuff? How do you find time to rub this on every single day all over your body? Anyway, honey child, see her right there? Almost had me fooled. You know, I was like, is that a Spanish girl? Then I looked at the nose and thought, probably not. She got a nose like us. Nah, I don't think so. Anyway, so there she is, blinging with her Gucci belt. I don't know if it's a fake Gucci, if it's a real Gucci or not. Ooh, the jewelry, a ring in every finger, looking good, gold watch. Yes, Latoya girl, work it. You're an owner now of a business. You rolling in the dough. Yes, honey child. Fashionista. Look at that. She loves that Gucci belt, boy. Uh-huh. All tattooed up. She can change out the hair often enough. Yes, because you know this hair by the pound, not cheap, Listen, can I tell you something? I need to get me a wig or something because y'all have your hair game like on fleek. And I understand a hairdo like this with like braids and coloring and all kind of stuff. That'll be all kind of $500 right there just to get your hair braided, and y'all be claiming you're broke, but you can find hair money. I see you. So there she's got the blonde look. Yes. Nice iPhone. That looks like that's at least the iPhone. That would be the Pro Max because only the Pro Max has the 3 cameras. Y'all see how detective work is, right? So you know that's at least a $1,200, $1,300 phone right there. She got it going on. Look, yeah. Yes, you go with your brunette self. Now that's a nice little weave set right there too. Anyway, LaToya, I understand, is an only child. Her father, I think, may have residency here in Cayman, Mr. Bartley. And the mama just came on island to visit her. Now, you know this mother must be shame. Oh, the shame of it. Geez, pace. Look at that. Look at the bubbles. Gee. So what do you think she was? She looks like she's probably an A cup before. And now she's a good C, at least a good C cup, The nails on fleek. And listen, I believe that if you work in a salon that you should look good. I hate to go to a salon and see people looking scruffy. So I'm sure she's thinking, her look is also part of the business, but there has been a significant transformation. Let's just put it that way. But she always liked to pose off from a long time. Look, yeah, she's been posing a long time. Anyway, LaToya, we wish you the best of luck with your current situation. Being accused of stealing $58,000 is a lot of money. And I must tell you that if you're found to be guilty of such a thing, you're going to be going to jail and then you'll be deported. The salon has only been open for like a year and a half, a little bit less than a year and a half. So this is a little bit kind of crazy when you think about the amount that she was able to put her fingers on. It means that pretty much every single day, if this allegation is true, she would have been going in there with a mindset of constantly stealing from these people. Right? I mean, think about that for a second. You go up in there and your entire, you're thinking 24/7, oh, how can I steal from people? How can I steal from people? Oh, let me just grab a few dollars. Damn, that takes a lot of effort. Just work for your money, folks. You can listen, I love to see people look good. I'm happy for you when you look good. And if looking good to you means putting on nails and hair and this and that, do what you want to do. But don't be holding up the liquor store to do it. Don't be robbing the salon store to do it. Well, the other ones there with the fish, selling the fish thing, who were they stealing from? Oh, yeah. Don't go into NKY to be stealing their handbags and clothes to live a flashy lifestyle. Work hard for your money, child. You can do anything you want with it. All right. Irvin says nails alone can run you up to $100 easily. Easily. Carmelie says, good morning. Just my nails and foot can cost me $110 every 2 weeks. And $110 is a moderate price. Because some salons, you go in there, depends on what you're doing. But if you're doing just gel, believe me, that is at least $55 to $75. That's before you start getting into the tips and the, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And y'all understand what I'm saying? Yeah. What a mess. Corinne, good morning. Happy Monday. Louis, 29 degrees in Detroit. It's cold. Marshall says, I always find that girls like her always try to live above their means. They think that they have to keep up with the Joneses, and that's when they get themselves in trouble. And it is very, very unfortunate because the truth of the matter is, folks, when you get yourself in trouble, none of your friends, and I mean none of them, who would have been there enjoying the good times with you are going to be sitting in Northwood with you. They might come and visit you. So if you're lucky, they may come and visit. But yeah, it's unlikely they're gonna do that either. They're gonna forget all about you up in jail. What a hot mess. Hi, well, my dear child, that is the situation. Very, very unfortunate. And geez, on peace. No, sir. It is what it is. We'll keep you guys updated on this case. It's always quite interesting to see how these cases end. Jake says, scandalous. Buenos dias to Elizabeth. Kay, good morning. Catherine says, definitely looked better before. So Catherine's not feeling the bleached out, extra bling bling look. Louis says his CMR mug is full of hot tea this morning. Jonathan says she was dark-skinned girl that looks like Michael Jackson. Now she's a light-skinned girl that looks like Michael Jackson. Jonathan, behave yourself. You are redunculous, but still funny. Magdalene says, hope she took the shot after bleaching like that. Which shot? Oh, they take tablets. Really? Bleaching tablets? So you bleach from the inside out? Oh, damn. That's got to be dangerous. Because, you know, putting on the cream, I don't know how this all works exactly, but I know that putting on the cream really makes you more likely to get skin cancers and stuff like that. Because it takes out all the melatonin out of your skin. And that just ain't natural. That's not how God made you. So now they've got bleaching tablets. Damn. What? I need to look that up. Because that sounds like another hot mess. Bleaching, there's bleaching cream, there's bleaching powder, bleaching tablets. Let me see here now. Oh, this is a thing. There's one called Guard H, bleach tablets. But this can't be, this for laundry. This can't be what people take. Hold on. Let me put for skin, because otherwise I'm getting all kind of stuff. Oh, so there's a whole list of India Mart. Them Indians be trying to be whiter than they are. Poor them. That's a thing in Asian communities too. You know, it's not just the African-based community that tries to lighten their skin. It's a whole thing with Asian people wanting to lighten their skin, change the slant of the eyes. They do all sorts of cosmetic procedures to look more European, Caucasian. And they have a whole list of tablets here. Oh my God. What the hell? They even sell it on Amazon? What? It says currently unavailable, though. I wonder if that means that they sold out. They only got 70 ratings. You see, we're going to have guests coming up here at 8:30, but let me show you all this until they come on. This is the kind of thing that you probably are not going to want to give a rating to on Amazon. Only 70 people have admitted to using this bleaching cream. Y'all know, here's this one says, I only give it one. This is an honest review. I ended up in the hospital, could not breathe, was on oxygen. Well, you were a damn fool. Of course you ended up in the hospital. Seriously? Well, at least they decided to warn other people. I must say, thank you for the warning. I mean, these things can't possibly be healthy. So that was August of 2019. Amazon needs to allow for 0 stars, because when you end up in a hospital because of a bleaching cream, I'm pretty sure that you do not even want to give this product 1 star. Seriously. But here's somebody who gave it 5 stars. They're a verified purchaser, and it says shocking results. The bad reviews are either lies or from a competitor. These pills lighten your skin fast and make you so beautiful. So isn't that fascinating that somebody thinks, whoever this person is, Summer Bay thinks because you lighten your skin that makes you beautiful, because light skin and beauty are 2 very, very different things, honey child. And I am sorry to say that lighter skinned people are not necessarily beautiful. Some of them fugly. Just because they light skin don't mean they're cute. But apparently Summer Bay says that the pill makes you, gives you lightens your skin and makes you So beautiful. This is when somebody needs therapy, y'all. I'm sorry, but when you can't even love the skin you're born in, something wrong with you. They go on to say, I've tried multiple pills and none worked as good as this one. The only pill that has lightened my skin are these. They turn my skin so beautiful. After one bottle, your skin will be glowing. People around you will be saying, who is that? What? Of course. It says, people around you will be saying, who is that? They cannot even recognize you. You donkey. Of course they're going to be like, who is that? Because you're going to be looking like LaToya. So, I mean, listen, if I was LaToya's friend, I would likewise be saying, who is that? Because the before and after pictures of LaToya look very, very different. So that's a compliment that your friends can't recognize you, that you show up to Christmas dinner and your family's like, who are you? Are you somebody's plus one? Oh, child, honey, please. Let's continue to read this review, though. I think it's funny as hell. And in a good way, you will look so upgraded and fair and prettier. Less wrinkles, too. What a lie. Less wrinkles, my behind. You can be getting cancer, but less wrinkles. All right. Well, we'll go with it. We'll go with the flow. And then they say, please never, never, never stop making Fair Plus. I want to use them for life. All right, honey child. Well, as long as you're alive and you don't get skin cancer, whatever else might be killing you, then yeah, okay. You can continue to use them. So here's another number 5 that says the product is amazing. It has not only helped with lightening my melasma, which is dark spots in certain areas in my face. Now, you know, no right thinking doctor would prescribe that for melasma. They would just give you a prescription. Anyway, this fool says, not only has it helped with that, but it's also helped to make my face and skin have a beautiful glow and evenly toned throughout my face and body. If you have any type of insecure issues, this product will definitely help you. You see, that is the crux of it right there, when people are insecure, literally in their own skin, that they're willing to take these dangerous pills in order to get fair skin. Like, it's crazy. Here's another one. I can't believe the reviews in this product are so low. These pills have given me a fresh glow for the past 2 years. I've never taken anything else. I love how everything, including vitamin C, is already inside the formula. Well, child, you probably don't even know what else is in the formula. 1 pill in the morning at breakfast has worked for me. Drink at least 16 ounces of water a day with them. Because you're trying to flush this out. Now, here's another one that was disappointed. This one says, my skin got darker. What? Oh, another one says, I see a difference after just 2 weeks. Wow. Okay. Another one says, don't waste your money. It doesn't work. So, hot mess, folks. Bleaching tablets. Now, that's the thing. So, apparently, they've gone from creams to bleaching tablets. I don't recommend any of it, folks. Just learn to love the skin that you were given. God made you just the way you are. Good morning, Michelle B. Marshall says, I have a 3-camera phone. It's a Samsung Galaxy A3. I paid less than $4. Child, Marshall, you live in the United States of America. So you can get a plan and all kind of fanciness there with a phone where you'll never pay full price. Sometimes they just give you the phone because then they're making their money off the plan. But guess what? In Cayman, you're going to be paying a pretty penny. I'm telling you. When the iPhone 12 Pro Max came out, easily $1,200. Aliana says you can build yourself up to look classy, but the internal makeup is foolish. These trashy to classy chicks kiss my teeth. Jonathan says, see me walk into a salon, they'd probably charge me $100 per foot for my flippers. Jonathan, is it that bad? Jeez, you need to visit the salon more often, my friend. Now, listen, there's nothing wrong with men going to the salon, you know. In fact, there's a male-only salon here that will help you out with your grooming in case you don't want to go and sit down next to women. You still want to have that masculine feel. I see Paul is waiting in the back room, in her green room. James has just arrived. So let's finish up the comments before we switch conversations. Now, folks, this is Monday Rewind. So do not leave because our guests are going to be with us for a little bit. We're going to talk about the grand reopening that occurred over the weekend, and they're going to tell us exactly how they're feeling about everything. Strong Will says, good morning, Sandy. She just like Diane McLaughlin that works at A.L. Thompson's that steal from the dentist. Yes. Whatever happened to that case? You know, there's a number of civil cases that I need to follow up on. Let me write that one down because she is at the top of the list, Joe. Let's see if we can get an update on some of these cases for next week, maybe. We'll see, because sometimes it's hard to get the court office to find time to give you a file. But yes, Strong Will, all of the same cloth. Oh my gosh. So you can take a jab or a pill. Louis says, you really crack me up. Louis, what is life without a little bit of laughter? Trust me. Miss Joy, thank you joining us from Texas. Darlene says bleaching is also a big thing, not only in blacks. Yes, put it in bigger. Yes, yes. I'm well aware that it permeates a number of different, what would we call ourselves? Ethnic groups. Magdalene says, that's my point, Darlene. Apparently it bleaches you all over. That's crazy. Now, Magdalene, does it work any better? Because I think the cream doesn't seem to ever do anything for the knuckles. You can always look at someone and know that they're bleached when you really examine the knuckles. Does it do much for the knuckles if you're taking it internally? I'm curious. Good morning, Miss Anna. Good morning, Iva. How are you? Gabby's here. Gabby says, whatever happened to being black and proud? Child, you can still be proud, but they don't want to be too black. All right. So guess what? We have officially reopened, folks.
Reopening's really exciting for everyone. I mean, it's a chance for us to get back to normal life, for us all to travel just as to welcome the guests. And I am really looking forward to that time. I think it's showing that Cayman is moving forward, and I'm one of those that's really excited about it. As far as the incoming tourists are concerned and possible infection rates, we have to remember that everybody that's coming in as a tourist, we're requiring in phase 4 to be fully vaccinated. So that's giving us a good deal of protection from any incoming infections. Additionally, we have put in place some particular requirements in that only those who are coming from a country with a high vaccination rate, over 60%, will be eligible for the no quarantine period, or if they've been securely verified. That the number of countries that have secure verification is not as great that's not very prevalent amongst our neighbours. The other additional factor, or two factors rather, are firstly, many of the tourists that come don't actually stay very long. So the average length of stay here is about 5 days. So we can imagine that somebody coming for a long weekend will have had their PCR test before they boarded the plane, and then they'll be going back home actually really relatively quickly. And that needs to be taken into account when we're considering the impact of people coming to the island who might be bringing infections. The other thing is that unlike some of our countries, we've actually put a lot of controls and protections around the non-pharmaceutical measures that we have. So we'll continue to be asking people to wear masks, to distance, and to practice hand hygiene. And we all have been very good at doing this sort of thing within the Cayman Islands, and we are going to be encouraging our guests and our visitors to do the same.
I'm ready to reopen Cayman because it's time that our friends, family, and tourists are able to come once again and visit our beautiful island.
When we open up the borders, travel is going to be freer and we're going to be able to travel between countries better.
I'm ready to reopen, to be reunited with my loved ones living abroad.
I'm ready to reopen.
All right, folks. Remember when you were kids and they said ready or not? Good morning, James. Uh-oh, you're coming in like a little chipmunk. Your audio is very chipmunky. Paul, good morning.
Good morning. I hope I sound okay. I'm good. Yes, how are you?
You sound perfect. Let's give James a minute to get that sorted out. Just check your audio there, James. I'll pull you out for a second to give you a chance just to have a look at that. Paul, how was your weekend?
My weekend is actually very good. I traveled on Saturday. Yeah, I did because I came up to see my aunt who's 86 in Florida. And before pre-opening, before we closed down, we were her primary caregiver. So we would come maybe every 3 weeks because it's a direct flight to Tampa and she lives in St. Pete. So I'm excited to get the opportunity to see her more often and for her to come visit us because she comes and visits us as well, being that it's only one flight and it's only like 2 hours.
So you're in Florida right now?
I'm in Florida right now. Yeah.
Wow, isn't that amazing?
It is.
So tell us, what was, I mean, obviously you're saying that, you know, she's a little bit older and this is how people stay connected. Like there's a family at the airport on Saturday who this is the first time that they're actually getting to see a new baby in the family. And the baby looked to be at least 7 months old. Yeah. So, I mean, the pandemic has really separated families and friends from each other. What does it feel like to be able to see her?
It really did because she broke twice over the past 18 months. She cracked her pelvis. So we couldn't come up and we couldn't be here and she had to do physio. Her family couldn't come. She has 2 daughters in Ireland and grandkids. And they couldn't come from Ireland because the American border was closed to Europeans and to the Irish. And so we were all extremely nervous and worried about her and had to extract promises that she wasn't going to die and all kinds of stuff from her. And in the process, she had a great granddaughter born that she's only seen on the WhatsApp, you know. So we're excited. Nothing got to do with the shopping or anything like that. We shop locally in Cayman. We support as much as we can. And from what we've seen in the last couple of days, the prices here are crazy. They're just the exact same as Cayman. So we'll be doing our Christmas shopping in Kirks and Cayman Bay. And it was seamless. Really, really, Cayman Airways had it all sorted out. There is a form that we did not know about, which I'll send you. I'll get the link for and send it to you to be able to put up. It's a CDC form. Now, Cayman Airways had them all printed out, and we had to fill them out. But if you could have had them printed out in advance, it would have made it a little bit less seamless. And then I was speaking to Dara Flowers. She was. They were checking in JetBlue, and they were excited because the plane from JetBlue from New York was coming in full of visitors. So they were very excited about that. And it looked like it was going out full as well. There was plenty of people there. And our flight was fairly full. There was only a few empty seats. There's James.
There James is. Hi, James.
I hope I sound I sound better.
Yeah,
than I did before.
Now we can definitely hear you better for sure. All right.
Sorry, it happens with the computer mic sometimes.
Yeah, it's no worries. Yeah, I'm not showing myself this morning because it's not recognizing the camera. So I think I need to do a PC restart, but we'll do that after the show. So yeah, so good stuff. Paul was just sharing with us, James, in case you missed any of that. You know, that he's actually in Florida now, but one of the wonderful things about having borders a little bit, freer and the process a little bit more streamlined is his ability to be able to visit loved ones. And he's there visiting his aunt, who's fallen down and broken her pelvis a couple times. So he's so tickled pink to be able to see her and spend some time with her. What is something that you're looking forward to personally in terms of the reopening?
Well, personally, I think at the end of the day, I think we have kids, I have a kid that's in university and offshore. And so just, having them come in with the ease, because burning days in quarantine is that, either a family member has to join them or they have to be put up somewhere else. So, it's very inconvenient at the end of the day. And also it costs money when, you're all here staying in your own house.
Right.
And someone has to stay outside because 2 other family members and, at least one of them is working. So, that's probably on a personal note, that's probably the biggest aspect. So family at the end of the day and friends.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, that's really what it's about. And, in practical terms, I hadn't thought about some of this, but it has been difficult for people even seeking medical care. So we had the Breast Cancer Society in one of the Reopen Cayman videos share how the borders being closed made it very, very difficult for people to get cancer treatment that perhaps isn't available here, because there's a lot of different treatments that are not available on islands. So I just wanted to share that video because I think that brings a very realistic element to why it's important that we move forward in such a positive way. So it's not just about tourism. It's not just about, local businesses being able to survive, but sometimes it's about life and death.
Well, I personally, the lockdown has been really hard on our patients that have had to go off island. For the ladies that are in special trials, which usually means they're stage 4, they had to stop, coming back in 2. When someone goes off a radiation, that's a hard journey, and they come back, and not every family, they can't afford to give up work and isolate together, so they're on their own at a time when they truly need their families. I feel that we've done our part. We're all safe now, as good as we can be, and I think it's time that we open the borders, because this is a really human cost. People probably don't realise if when you're diagnosed with cancer, it's a hard battle, and obviously COVID's just made that 10 times worse.
Wow, absolutely. And she made some very practical points there. Access to treatment, because of the isolation requirements, having to potentially isolate by yourself. And in fact, I know of someone, she might even be watching the program this morning because she's always tuned in, who recently was diagnosed with breast cancer. And she was thinking about some of those things as well. Like, Sandy, if I go away for treatment and I come back, I've got to isolate. I can't isolate at home. That means I need to find additional funds or money to be able to put up for a quarantine facility. If she's just gotten back from treatment, she's going to need family there. She's probably not going to be particularly well. I mean, there's so many practical considerations in terms of your health and different types of treatment and so on.
We lost Miss Pat from Meals on Wheels from that very same issue. She was diagnosed with cancer, and then the pandemic hit, and she couldn't get treatment. She needed specialized treatment off island, and she couldn't get it. And I want to say within 8 months, she had passed away. Wow. And I mean, she was a true national hero. I mean, she worked with the Lions Club, she worked with Meals on Wheels, or she ran Meals on Wheels for many years we worked very closely with her. Everything, she worked with the breast cancer, she worked with the Cancer Society, all of that kind of thing. And she couldn't, the same thing happened to her, I personally have a 4:30 appointment on Wednesday with a specialist about my shoulders. I've suffered with my shoulders for 2 years. I can't drive. And I'm eventually getting to see somebody, hopefully, please God, will be able to help me. And that's on Wednesday up here in St. Pete. So that was another reason for coming as well, was to and I'll probably have to come. I'm pretty sure they'll say come back next month or come back the month after or whatever, So again, it is really important for the mobility, not just the tourists, but for family, for healthcare. We have great healthcare in Cayman. We're very, very blessed with that. But sometimes we don't have the correct specialists, and so to be able to move freely, we put in the right place, we put in the right measures, we put PCR testing in. I have to go and get a PCR test on Friday here because it's Thanksgiving on Thursday. We have to do this personalized concierge where they come to the house and test you. They guarantee you within 24 hours. But that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do, because we're going back home on Saturday. So you have extra steps, you have extra forms to fill in, you have PCR tests to do before you leave, which of course in Cayman is free. You have PCR tests which is not free in America, but there's extra steps, but it really, for everybody, we talked about mental health the last time we were on, and everybody's mental health, and on top of the economics of it, we've had, just this weekend, I've answered loads of emails in relation to real estate, where we probably had only a couple in the month beforehand, you know. And not Americans, people seem to be more confident. These are all people who are living in Cayman. So people, the confidence, will see the confidence level come back in the whole community.
Right.
What do you think, James?
Pardon?
Yeah, James?
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I personally believe that, you know, the first thing was getting open. And I think now, because we are open, that it demonstrates that the government had followed through and executed on the plan. And I think that's great, because obviously we were, you know, very supportive as a group. And so I think that first step means that people can actually start committing to coming to Cayman. The next thing is the airlift. And so I think what that does is going to drive the foreign investors who can now come down and buy, even though there was a fair amount of activity that happened without that. So, but that will then also feed into the local community, because it gives more support to the values, and I think also will drive things locally as well. But then you also have the fact that a lot of people are coming here to work from abroad. And so they're relocating. And so when they relocate, obviously they look for property, whether it's a rental property or whether it's, you know, a permanent resident for themselves. And so obviously being able to get here now, being more convenient, having the ability to leave, because I think we did lose a number of people who were just frustrated that they couldn't travel, so they couldn't go and see family and things. And they were feeling that things were a little restricted for them, which is a pity. So, you know, companies had to rehire people. And this could be at the top level or at the lower level. It doesn't, you know, it's all over the place. Labor is a big issue right now, you know, and when you add days in quarantine to that measure, it's, you know, I mean, crikey, I'd hate to think what some of the developers like Paul and the others have had to deal with just getting people in to go and do the work. And hence, you know, that creates delays. And then you've got supply issues globally. So there have been some real challenges to I think we've fared well, but I definitely think, you know, us being open definitely gives a good boost to the local economy, to the confidence in it, just like Paul was saying. And it doesn't surprise me at all that his phone's starting to ring a little more consistently, which is great, you know, because, you know, as much as people might find, you know, development, you know, people have their different opinions of it. The fact is people need housing. And if we don't have development, then they don't have housing. That in itself creates increased values and pricing. So, you know, we have to move forward to a degree, you know, and also, and I think, you know, that a lot of the developers are responsible. You know, there's some that probably aren't, which at the end of the day is a different situation. But, you know, we do have to keep moving forward, let alone the duty and the cycle. That construction. I don't know if you remember this, but there's a stat related to development actually, which is that it is actually the largest multiple within the GDP of the country. So it spreads more through society than any other activity, which was something that I was found very surprising in some respects, but also I was, you know, pleased to hear that it has a big impact. So.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So what we need to do is we all need to work together, I guess, and keep getting vaccinated and keep getting your booster shots and familiarize yourself with regulations and get lateral flow supply tests. Lord, I can't even say it. When they're available, I do know that Randy Merriam was telling us over the weekend that he has a big shipment coming in, and other suppliers have shipments coming in. So maybe have a couple of those when possible, without actually overstocking and panic buying. But if we have some of them, we will be able to, you know, test yourself and so yeah, get some of those, get your booster shots. get your vaccination if you haven't already. Some people haven't. I discovered a person who I was shocked, absolutely shocked, only last Thursday. He was showing me his results of his PCR test was negative, and I happened to mention booster, and he says, no, I haven't been vaccinated. And this was an older man, and I'm like, why on earth not? You know, it's proven safe. It's not. I mean, he doesn't have a medical condition. He's like, oh, I don't know, putting things in my body, and and he made up all kinds of excuses. But we really, really need to get everybody vaccinated, and everybody then get the booster shot. I had my booster shot. I had sore arm for maybe 24 hours, but it was sore. You had to kind of like hit it to make it sore, that for me personally, that's all it was. I've heard of some people had the chills but anybody who you've heard, they've had kind of some small symptoms that lasted 24 hours. I haven't heard yet of anybody who was down for a week, or was down for 10 days, or it was down for 4 days because of the booster shot. So that's obviously quite safe too.
I think the other thing is, Sandra, is that's really critical, is that we continue as a community. The best protection is precaution at the end of the day. Being conscious of wearing masks at the appropriate times, and kind of following the rules, and everyone doing it. I think that's some of the other countries, some of the challenges they've had is that they haven't had a strong, active community of doing things. For example, when I was in London the last time we spoke, the Uber would ask you, do you have, make sure you have your mask on. You'd click, yep, got my mask.
Yeah.
You get into the Uber, and the guy would turn around and say, so are you wearing masks or not masks? And he's like, yeah, whatever you want. And he turns around, and of course he doesn't have a mask on. And you wonder why there are spikes. But I mean, so I think it's not a lot to ask people. I forget myself, so I'm constantly going back to my damn car to go get the thing, but it drives me nuts. It's like, crikey, I'm only going like 12 feet into the building, but it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And if there's a little bit of discomfort in that respect, I think that's probably one of the absolute best things to do.
Yeah.
And just mind yourself. If you're with a community or a group of people, don't necessarily hug everyone. Don't necessarily get right up in their face, and give yourself some space.
You know what, too, James, is, as we continue to progress from one stage to the next in terms of the reopening efforts, I think you just adjust your behavior, so you get used to it. My 5-year-old's gotten used to having a mask when we go out. Yeah. I keep brand new mask in the car, because sometimes I'm thinking, oh, I've worn this one for a couple of days. It's time for me to dispose of it. I keep some in my handbag. I now walk with wipes in my handbag constantly, so I can, throughout the day, just safely, wipe down my hands and wipe down surfaces and so forth if I need to. So, it's a new norm. It's never going to be like it was before COVID came along, but it's something that with a little bit of behavioral adjustments that we can easily just do. So Miss Dorothy says that I've been in Miami with a family member undergoing cancer treatment surgery, and we have quarantined at the Wyndham at the government's expense because we traveled for medical reasons. So, thankfully she didn't have to pay for that, but still, you can imagine after having cancer treatment, not being able to be in your own home must be quite, because there's no place like home, right? That must have been quite an interesting experience.
There's my aunt. There's my aunt. Good morning.
She exists.
Bring her on
the radio in Cayman.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, you look beautiful.
We were talking about you. We haven't seen you in so long, and that we cracked your pelvis twice, and we weren't able to see you, so we were able to come up at the first time.
Oh.
And it's her birthday on Friday too.
Oh, happy birthday! I see her shirt says "Salty Sisters." Is that
Don't
like an
be
organization?
telling everyone.
Her
only about 10,000 people.
Yeah, only about 10. It's her Salty Sisters is an organization in the yacht club.
Oh, okay.
And she's part of the organization. The yacht club is across the road.
Oh, that's nice. Well, we love it salty here in CMR, so that's good.
Absolutely.
Very, very nice. Well, Auntie, happy birthday on Friday when it comes.
Absolutely.
And happy Thanksgiving.
This is
Yeah, absolutely.
on the radio.
So good to see you.
Thank you.
All right. So
She's looking forward. She normally comes down there's another example. She comes down every year. James has met her Auntie Lizzie.
Yep, absolutely.
Comes down for the breast cancer gala because it's not always the first. What was it?
It's first Saturday of October.
Yeah. And well, it wasn't on, but she never got to come down for the last 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she's also a huge supporter of the foundation as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
Very
thank you
good.
for that. We look forward to seeing you.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Have
All
a
right.
beautiful day.
Bye.
Lily
Bye.
says that she had her booster shot with no side effects. Louise says same thing here in Michigan. Masks are not looked at as effective tool, but everyone has to do it. Yeah, I mean, like we've talked about before, whatever, it's a matter of layering. So nothing is 100%. The vaccine is 100%. Mask wearing isn't 100%. Social distancing is 100%. But you combine all of those things, like the cheddar cheese, slide that we've shown before. You combine all of those things together, and lo and behold, you have a relatively effective set of measures when used in conjunction with each other. Will certainly help. So I don't know if you know this, Paul, but I actually have 2 positives in my household at the moment. Yeah, both my husband and my daughter are positive, and somehow I've miraculously remained negative. So we're knocking on wood that continues. I'm lateral flow testing every single morning. I've done a PCR test, and even within our household, with 2 persons being positive, we are taking certain measures every single day. I'm opening up as many windows and doors as possible to get the airflow coming in, to take out any sort of virus in the air, any particles that might kind of be floating around. And that's one of the recommendations, that once you have a positive in a particular area, the best thing you can do is try to get clean filtered air in there, which is just open up a window. So absolutely.
Definitely.
And these have been trying times for people in so many ways. On Friday, I was reflecting here on the show about my father-in-law, who unfortunately passed away early on in the pandemic, and how, Marlon was never able to go to a proper funeral. I mean, a Zoom funeral, I'm sorry, but it's just not the same. You know what I mean? It doesn't allow you, I think, to grieve in a way and to be with family that you've grown accustomed to your entire life. Like we are very social creatures. And of course we have these ceremonies around everything. So whether it's weddings or funerals or whatever, and, part of funerals is like the 9-night and just being around people in the community and, actually being there to say your final goodbyes to someone, and watching it all play out and happen online just feels so incredibly awkward and different. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. And again, if we all behave with the Cayman kind that we know we have, and we work together and like that, you wear your mask. We were out and about yesterday here, and it was incredible that there was so many non-mask wearing people. We wore ours. Were like what we do in Cayman. When you go into a restaurant and you sit down and you take it off, and you go to the restroom, you put the mask on, and we were used to it. It didn't bother us. But even in the grocery store, the amount of people that didn't have masks was incredible. And then they get spikes galore. And the same thing in Europe. We see that Austria is closing down. They're actually they're going to arrest people if they don't get the vaccination.
Germany, it's just crazy.
We don't want to get to that position. We want everybody to work together, and if we do and continue to do what we're doing, we'll be able to get to stage 5 relatively quickly. We hope. We're asking the government as a group and as a community for a positive, definite date for that. Hopefully that will come soon. I think we need to all show that we can work together over the next couple of weeks, maybe a month or so, to give everybody the confidence to then say, okay, well, let's go to level 5 and have children be able to come and families come visit and
that makes a huge difference, Paul.
Like, because Sandra, I still believe if you went away because you have a 5-year-old, you'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And there's not, some people can't afford to do that, you know. Employers can't afford to pay. I would feel awful if it was in your situation and your husband came to me and said, can I go? I would have no choice but to say, yes, you can go for your father's funeral. I mean, morally speaking, you would have to do that. But then when he said, but I have to take my daughter and we have to quarantine for 2 weeks when we come back, it's like, okay, well, I can give you 9 days off, but I can't give you 3 weeks off with pay, you know. So we need to get to the next stage, but the only way we're going to get there is to get through this stage together and following the rules.
I mean, also, the other side of that is that, you know, Cayman, its whole premise of its tourism is built around families. I mean, this is one of the safest places in the world to go on holiday. And,
that's
true. It's driven by you know, that's why we get so many kids here. The fact that like 7 Mile Beach is an area to go into the water. There's no rip tides, so little guys can go in there, or little girls, you know, they can run around, and so there's very little risk. And not to have them here, you know, it's kind of hard to go away on Christmas or even on holiday, and you're going to leave a kid back home that's under 12. You know, it's they're just not going to do it at the end of the day. So I guess for the moment we're going to have to make do with the adults and with the teenagers, I guess, which that will have its own consequences. And then hopefully as soon as possible, government will feel it's appropriate for us to bring back the little guys as well. So.
Wow. So listen, the fanfare on Saturday was well received. We were obviously there, live streaming the airport reopening to phase 4. JetBlue passengers arrived to a bit of extra Cayman kind. Folks, in case you missed the video, it is on our Facebook page. We had over 20,000 views already on that video. And I can tell you that there were people coming off of the plane who were actually filming us, filming them. So it was a little bit humorous, and I captured some video footage inside of the airport where they were also treated to some rum cake, some rum punch from Tortuga, and a little bit of steel pan music from Michael LeMay, and some cultural dances. So have a look at this, folks. This was super fun. right, folks. So that's the quadrille dancers. I need to get the name of the company that they were with, but that's Michael LeMay and his daughter. Actually, I did not know that that was his daughter. I had to message him to say, "Who was that young lady playing with you?" That's his daughter, Kira LeMay. So it's a family duo there. And we also got footage on Saturday from the airport situation in Miami. Now look at this, folks. If you thought people could not wait for the borders to reopen, or maybe you thought the opposite, that everybody wanted the borders to close, I think this speaks volumes to the true position. It was a long line, and I know that Cayman Airways had a few teething problems, but pretty much my sources at Cayman Airways have said just about every flight is full straight through till January. They always have some no-shows, of course, but you know, people are taking advantage of this. People are taking the opportunity to go away and see family. They may now be traveling for work purposes, for medical purposes. And just make sure, folks, that you know what the procedures are. We'll go into a little bit more detail, I think, in tomorrow's show about what you need in terms of your PCR tests, you know, how the process is going to work, your travel certificates, and so on. But a few teething problems. And I know that yesterday, Cayman Airways opened extra early. So someone did send me a picture of like no one at the counter because they opened extra early so that they could accommodate these persons. But of course, U.S. security, because it is that time. Listen, Thursday's Thanksgiving. So people in America are traveling, and that's adding to the security line. So just make sure that if you are traveling, you give yourself enough time to get out and about. Paul, we can hear that typing as a lot of background.
Sorry, I was looking for that CDC form. I'll get you that CDC form to put up for tomorrow.
For sure.
Yeah.
I've got to shoot, I'm afraid,
yes.
Sandra.
I was just going to say, I know you guys are both very busy, but thank you so much for joining us again this morning. Again, folks, it's Paul Pearson and James Bovell as part of the Reopen Cayman team. I'm here a few days after reopening to kind of share how they've seen the process so far. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on.
So far, so good. Thank you, Sammy.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Have a good one.
May we all do the right thing.
Yes. Bye. All right, folks. So, so it was an excellent event. So let's get back to Monday Rewind. Well, that was part of Monday Rewind as well, because of course, the airport reopening to phase 4 was a pretty big event this weekend. Pretty big deal, I must say. I feel like dropping that video on you guys again for Monday Rewind. What do you say? Yes, let's get it.
Time for Monday Rewind. The Cold Hard Truth's Monday Rewind show recaps the weekend's news and events so you don't miss a beat.
Don't miss out.
All the weekend's source, news, gossip, and well, it wouldn't be a weekend recap show without traffic accidents too. Cayman Marl Road is Cayman's #1 news source and has the island's hottest morning talk show.
It's the hottest.
Make sure you don't miss a beat with Monday Rewind.
Rewind.
Tune in every Monday from 7:30 a.m. on both YouTube and Facebook.
All right, folks. So it's Monday Rewind time. So yes, airport reopening to phase 4. It all went down on Saturday. In case you missed it, like I said, we were there live. There's a ribbon cutting ceremony. I'm just going to put up the link here in case you guys missed it. I got to see the ribbon cutting ceremony. Lots of beautiful pictures. So we actually have it up on the website as well. So go and check it out. We did a little photo. Give me 1 second. I'm going to actually show you guys this. We did a little photo collage of the event as well. So go and check out that story. Let me just pull it up real quick for you guys to see. It was a good time. Let me see here now. Where? Oh, we got to talk about this UCCI fiasco. Oh, are we going to have enough time? We're going to get to that next. Man, the stories were coming in fast and furious. So I feel like, let me just see. You got to let this stuff on this top scroll across a little bit. I think you can actually advance it, but yeah, you can kind of scroll it over. Oh, did y'all see this car accident? Oh my God, we'll come to that in a second. Hold on. Let me just try to find, where's the story? Hold on. Did I miss it down here? It does like the last 4 stories here, the last one here. I seem to be missing that one. All right, let me, okay, let's do a little search here. Phase 4. There it is. So Cayman reopens to vaccinated travelers, welcoming 600 people on Saturday. And here was the Minister of Tourism and Transport, along with the Director of Tourism, Miss, oh gosh, her name escapes me now. Hold on a second. I'm going to tell you here shortly. I know it's in the article. Rosa Harris and Chief Officer Strand Bodden during the official ribbon cutting. So JetBlue came in, landed, and they did the water cannon for JetBlue. And then Sir Turtle was out and about. We had the dancers there as well. And trust me, it was really a nice time. And the people coming off the flight were genuinely, I felt like they were appreciative of the welcome, of the warm Cayman kind welcome. They were waving. And like I said, some of them were recording us. And, you know, enjoying themselves. There was a few wheelchair passengers on there. So again, maybe those people might have been overseas for treatment. I'm not 100% sure, but they did come back in you know, in a wheelchair. So yeah, this definitely makes the process a bit more freer for all of these individuals who are trying to get back, you know, life to a little semblance of normalcy. It's normalcy with adjustments, folks. So, you know, there's JetBlue as she came in. So JetBlue actually had 2 flights. And by the way, stick a pin. How y'all did not tell me? Y'all been holding out now. Because I certainly have not traveled in a very long time. I didn't know that this was going on. Oh, big shout out to the musicians, by the way. You know, we love our musicians. Beautiful music, live music. There's the minister getting into it a little bit, getting into the groove. So here he is with the CEO at Cayman Airways, enjoying a moment with the Cayman Airways staff. Mr. Worms, Mr. Fabian Worms, very nice. And of course, our Cayman Airways staff looked beautiful, right? I love the mask. And they all had on their professional attire as they welcome guests back. Welcome to Cayman. There's our little model plane. I wonder if I can get one of those model planes. All right, so listen, I must tell you that I had no clue that at the airport, we now have automated machines in the CBC area. How y'all never told me this? We couldn't film in that area, but I went in there and I was like, oh, automated. You know, like when you go to the US, you have the little kiosk where you can self-check in and, you know, you don't have to go and see an agent. You can do that and then you be on your merry way. Well, honey child, CBC Cayman is up with the times. Good for them. I absolutely love it. I was like, when did we get these? Things been going on during COVID. Well, congratulations to them. I thought that was fabulous. Glad to see. And I'm sure it's going to streamline the process because I'm like, listen, I'm one of those people. I don't have to necessarily stand up in front of your face talking to you as a customs agent or immigration agent. If you can process my paperwork, then, you know, we fingerprint, we do whatever we got to do. I doubt they have the fingerprint part yet, but in the US, that's what they do, right? You take a fingerprint, you take your photo, boom, you're on your way. Yes, Irvelin, it's there. I saw at least, I want to say there was at least 10 to 15 machines. I will double check. I'll see if I can. Customs has been saying they wanted to come on the show for a while, but we ain't hear nothing from them. So still waiting on them to perhaps do that. The other thing about customs is they actually had a little operation over the weekend. So I want to warn people, if you are of a particular mind, to try to take advantage of the customs system, because some of y'all be trying to steal money from the Cayman Islands government by not declaring your goods or sneaking stuff in a car. It's like you order a car and you sneak something inside the car that you don't want to pay duty on, or maybe it's some illegal contraband or whatever. So customs carried out a joint, Customs and Border Control carried out a joint operation, which they say was highly visible. Well, I know it's highly visible because my people got footage of it. Look at the street CMR people, reporters. Look at that. Yes, honey child. They had at least 30 officers out there. And the CBC said the operation reflects its strategic and operational mandate, where it concentrates on risk and carries out necessary procedures. So they ain't telling us too much information about what was really going on, but they had the K9 units, they had narcotics, and officers from both the RCIPS and Works. So they were looking at both imported containers and non-containerized cargo. So the point is, y'all better try and behave yourself, because customs gonna catch you. Now, I have been hearing some rumors, well-placed rumors, that some people, because they are of a particular financial status in the community, are able to come in and lie about high-priced goods. They know they're not paying the full duty, and nobody bats an eye about what happens. What a mess. I tell you, the things that happen around here that make you shake your head. All right. So that happened over the weekend as well. So time for another rewind moment. How about that car accident? Did y'all see this one? Now, I heard there was a few car accidents. I probably didn't get all the photos, but the one on Crew Road was especially interesting. Like, what on earth was that? Hold on a second now. Let me show y'all what went down in Crew Road in case you somehow missed this story. I don't know why people can't just take their time on the road. Car runs through Crew Road bus stop. Thank God there was nobody at the bus stop at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. But you can imagine that person would have been dead. And it took out a palm tree. So look at this picture. I mean, what on earth? I'm surprised any portion of the bus stop remained up. Poor Rotary. Now they have to try and repair that bus stop. I guess they better replace the whole thing. Right through the bus stop and straight into the palm tree. Look at the palm tree. One little stub of the palm tree was left, all smashed to pieces. Wow. Look at this. Jeez. Imagine if somebody was cycling in this area trying to get, and people work at all different hours. Some people do shift work and whatever. But imagine if somebody had gotten licked by that car, they would have been dead. The eyewitnesses said that they heard the accident, people who live in the area, and they also heard him driving erratically beforehand. These people. Somebody just said Cayman driving at its finest. I tell you, no sir. Well, that's a hot mess of a situation, folks. That they're in, or this driver, I should say. Thankfully, no loss of life. I heard that he was the sole driver, was mashed up a little bit. By the way, this description really had me like saying what to myself. So around 2:30, The initial eyewitnesses at the scene of the incident reported that when they opened the door to assist the male, he was found lying on the passenger side of the vehicle. So you know the dude was not wearing his seatbelt. You gonna probably, it looks like probably a DUI, probably drinking and driving erratically, run through a bus stop, run through a tree, and you're not even wearing your seatbelt. He's lucky he did not get ejected from the vehicle. Huh? Lordy. But instead, he ended up on the passenger side with his foot on the wheel. I don't know yet about any broken bones or anything, but they said he appeared to be alive but unconscious when they were taking him out of the vehicle because his arm and stuff was like moving, but he wasn't really conscious. Well, he is one lucky young man that we are not reporting this as a fatality. Unbelievable. And there's our hardworking police officers, fire rescue, and EMS on the scene. So there it was Saturday morning. We were able to get there early enough in the morning to see it's still there. But as we arrived, it looks like people who probably were related to the young man were actually unseen, starting to see what they were going to do about removing the vehicle. And I could tell that they were related to it because they weren't just curious people standing up trying to look, because I saw them like trying to hide from the camera. Well, the camera wasn't really trying to focus on them, but I wanted you guys to see a picture of the vehicle in daylight so you can see what happened. Damn, unbelievable. There you have it. Is that a Honda? Looks like a Honda Accord or something. All right, so Evelyn said the car climbed the tree, take out the bus and the tree. Yep. Gabby says I had to run off the road on Saturday night to avoid a head-on collision from two cars racing. What? Ooh, honey child, these people are crazy. Wow. Unbelievable. All right. Let's talk about UCCI, one of my favorite topics. Y'all need to know at this point, I'm just like, the UCCI president needs to go. I'm sorry, Miss McAfee, but you need to go. Okay? Let me see, where shall I begin? So on Saturday morning, I kept getting some messages from people who were like, Sandy, did you see this Cayman Compass story? And I said, no, because I don't read the Compass. Like, I legit don't. People were screenshotting and sending it to me. And funny enough, when I got the screenshots, one person said, I don't want to pay to read this. What is this all about? I laugh when people say that to me because I'm like, okay, you sending me a screenshot of the Compass. You're nosy, so you want to know what's going on, but you're not paying for it. Let me see if I can find the screenshot that someone sent me so you can read the headline. Hold on now. Let me back it up. Who sent this to me? Ugh, I can't remember who the heck that was now, but hold on. Let me look on my phone. See if I can find it. So anyway, it basically said, the headline said something like, oh, hold on. I don't want to lie in the Compass now, so let me find the headline. Somebody sent it to me. Let me see here. It was Saturday morning, I believe. Let's see. Where the heck is it? Oh, yes. No, that's not it. Oh, gosh. You get so many screenshots and messages from people. Is this it? Nope. That's another one. Where the heck is this article? Anyway, basically it said something along the lines of the fact that the board at UCCI had received an increase and scholarships were cut in order to accommodate this. Something like that. Hold on. I don't want to get it wrong. So let me Let me get y'all the right story here. Where the heck is this headline now? Y'all gonna force me to go to the Compass website, aren't you? All right, let me see. Somebody sent this to me, you know. Actually, I got it more than once. So I don't know why I can't see it now. I get so many messages. That's the thing. Let me just scroll through real quick. We're going to talk about some of the deaths and stuff of the weekend. Oh, such a tragic situation. One crazy person been messaging and sending me all kind of stuff, taking up all the space on my phone. Got to delete some of those messages. Let me see here. Someone is sending me the link. Can you just screenshot it for me? Oh, here it is. No, that's another one. Tourism returns with a trickle. Never mind. That was another Compass one somebody sent me. Oh, crikey. Oh, crikey. I don't actually want the link. I just want the screenshot of it. Anyway, they basically said that, oh, here we go. Newly appointed University College of the Cayman Islands Board of Governors Chairman. Wait a minute. Oh, yes. Did they change the headline? All right, hold on. Y'all forcing me to go to the Compass website now. Y'all getting on my nerves. Hold on now. What is it called? Cayman Compass? Is it Cayman Compass now? They didn't change it back to Cayman Compass, right? Nope, they did not. Cayman Compass. All right, let's see now. Ticketable breaches, blah, blah, blah. Where's the story? Ticketable COVID breaches. That's nothing new. All right. How do I search their site? Okay. The search feature doesn't work? What? What am I missing here? Oh. Okay. While they come up. Okay, scholarships cut. This was a headline. At UCCI, Board of Governors gets pay bump. Scholarships cut as UCCI Board of Governors get pay bump. So this was November the 19th. Now, I want to show y'all something, a little something. Because I want you to pick some sense from nonsense. And if you don't smell a rat in this situation, I don't know what it is. It's a wet rat too. Look at this. November the 19th was this headline. Right across from it, Q&A with UCCI President Stacey McAfee. So the same day that this story comes out trying to make the Board of Governors look bad, we're trying to make her look good. Now, I want y'all to follow Detective Sandy along on a journey. Here where I'm going with this, right? This is really the inside sauce. And I hope you're paying attention. Because apparently her contract is up for renewal. 3 years already. That went by very, very quickly, I must say. So her contract is up for renewal. And all of a sudden, we have a story that came out. Now, this pay increase happened in September, but when the board was appointed, but it was, I think, voted upon, or it showed up in the cabinet minutes from the previous session. So let me just get the cabinet minutes now to show y'all what we're looking at. So we have cabinet minutes here. All right. So this administration started posting cabinet a post-meeting summary of what goes on in cabinet. Now, this is the first time this is being done, and I want y'all to pay attention, especially you PAC haters out there. You know, PAC said they were going to be more transparent and more accountable. And whilst the previous administration was actually hiding stuff from us that was happening in cabinet, so much so that, remember that lawsuit that we talked about a couple of months ago, where they were sued by an entire neighborhood association for making a decision favorable to a particular developer, despite everybody advising against it. Department of Environment said, nope, don't do it. This one said, don't do it. That one said, don't do it. All these objections, and cabinet decides to make a decision that goes in contravention of all of the recommendations and then gives no reason why. That didn't look too good. And of course, they were taken to judicial review. They were taken to court and they lost. Said, y'all got it wrong. Fix it. Fix it, Jesus. So we didn't know any of that was going on until the lawsuit comes out months later. And we hear that the court has found in favor of the community and, you know, not the cabinet. So all kind of stuff. People request cabinet papers. Oh, they don't want, they hiding it from you. Remember Alric's lawsuit that he won, his decision from the ombudsman's office? Yeah. Oh, that's been happening. So here we have at least a summary, which is good, of what they decide. So let me point out a few very obvious things here. So I know how it works. You look at something, and in the business, in the world of news, because you want more views than anybody else, you try to pick the most salacious thing that's happening. Okay? So where it says approved the following, this is in relation to the director of the Auditors Oversight Authorities Board. So another board. So you know the process, folks, is that this board, this government, is reformulating boards. They're removing board members, putting new board members on. I think they need to do a clean sweep, but normally they leave a few remnants of the old board on for the sake of what they say is continuity, right? And I can tell you that causes some problems. But anyway, so, you know, you have the director of the Auditors Oversight Board now actually getting a pay cut. So there's certain things that the government is going through and trying to regularize. So there's some board members where they're making tons of money. Other board members are making like none. They get a little stipend. And there needs to be some level of uniformity. So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to even the field a little bit, right? So here we have Glenn Wigney. I don't know who he is, but he's the director of the Auditors Oversight Authority Board of Directors. Sorry. He's just been appointed. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. And look at the very next thing. They reduced the remuneration paid to the board of directors as follows. They didn't tell you where it started at, but they told you what they're reducing it down to. So the chairperson is now going to make $3,000 per month. Deputy chair is going to make $2,250 per month, and directors $1,500 per month each. Now, CMR was able to do a little snuffing out, and we found that previously the chairperson was making at least $4,000 per month under the previous administration. So that's $1,000 savings there per month for just that position. The others would have gotten a pay cut too, because it says reduction. Now, isn't it interesting that the Compass, like I said, this is news, this is strategy. They pick out something later on in here. They kind of misinterpreted it and got it wrong. But at no point do they highlight this other story, which is a story that, wow, the PAC government is also reducing remuneration packages for certain boards that they thought or that they saw might have been a bit inflated. So you take $1,000 pay cut for the chairperson, and the others got a little pay cut and stuff as well. No telling how much they were making. Maybe, you know, $500 each, additional, whatever, now reduced. And that doesn't make the news. I'm just saying. It's interesting. Okay. Moving right along to the point at hand about UCCI. So it says increase in stipend paid to the University Board of Governors as follows. So apparently the Board of Governors wasn't really getting hardly anything from what I understand. But the allegation is that the last board hardly ever met. They might have met 4 or 6 times for the year at the most. This new board is taking a very different approach. They're even going to have an office and an executive assistant, and they're going to be there. And in fact, my sources say that from the second they were appointed, they have already been hard at work, and we're going to get the evidence of that, which I'll be sharing on a later show. So you're now saying to me, what, Sandy? Hard at work already? Because there's been so much shite going on at UCCI. I'm not surprised that they would be hard at work. They got a lot of cleaning up to do, y'all. Trust me. So the increase, by the way, includes, and this is where the devil's in the details, it includes money for a assistant. So what would her title be? His title. For a personal assistant, an office. I'm just trying to find where exactly it has those things. Oh gosh. It's in here somewhere. So anyway, it includes an office and so on, an HR audit. I think it's in this paragraph here. Where does it talk about the HR audit? Hold on, let me just do a search. Control F, audits. There we go. Oh, no, next one. Where does it say? It actually says it somewhere in here because I pulled it right from the article. So they're actually going to be doing an HR audit and stuff as well. Now, there's a reason why they would want to do an HR audit, because I'm telling you, folks, that they've already done a preliminary report. And they have found some very interesting things have been going on at the university, which we will be highlighting in due course. Y'all want to stay tuned for this. So here's the thing, right? When you read the headline from the other paper saying that the salaries, what was the headline again? What did it say? Scholarship cut as UCSI Board of Governors gets pay bump. You certainly get the impression that the cut in salaries was a result of this, like they were cutting the salary in order to compensate these individuals. Well, here's the thing. They didn't cut the scholarship program, as that title says, at all. Now, follow the logic of how this works, right? So in government, you get a budget. Okay. Sometimes you may save money in your budget. So in other words, you do not use all that's allocated for a particular thing. And that's what happened in this case. The scholarship process is actually closed out. Whoever got a scholarship, whoever applied for a scholarship, they got a scholarship, that's been closed out. So there was no one who went without. And they realized that they had a savings of $809,000. So they simply took it from one, this is accounting 101. They took it from one category, like one account meaning like, when you get your chart of accounts, you take it from one account and you move it over into another account. So they took it from the CC 01, teaching of tertiary, they took it from TP30, which is local and overseas scholarship, and they moved it into the account called CCO1, teaching and tertiary level professional and vocational programs. So that's why, remember in accounting, you see an increase on one side, you have to see the equivalent decrease in another account, right? Accounting 101. Now, I'm no accountant, but I did learn that much in my little accounting class. Okay. So they moved funds, unused funds that at the end of their fiscal year would have just been sitting there as a savings. They moved it from one account to the next account. Now, look at what it says here. And they even have this little bit in bold. It says, noted that approval would result in an increase in budgetary allocations for UCCI for the budget years 2022 and 2023. So again, it's not a cut. They're not stealing from the scholarship program. In fact, they have actually said that there'll be an increase in the budget allocations for the university. Okay. Now, like I said, they're going to be carrying out an HR audit at the university for good reason. Let's break it down a little bit further. So let's go back to CMR, who's going to give you the cold, hard truth. This government just last month, was it last month or September? What month? We were in November. September announced, y'all remember this, that they were increasing scholarship opportunities. So they went from $25,000 to $35,000 per student per annum for current and new postgraduate students. Hello. Folks, let me be very clear. The previous government did not help our university students in no way, shape, or form with any increases. This government did that. Now, I know, we talk about the minister, and she might not be our favorite person in the world, but she would have facilitated this increase of $10,000. This is important because unlike the other story, this was not included in the Compass version, none at all. So there has been no reduction in the scholarship fund. In fact, there has been an increase for students. $140,000 of that, let me just pull it back up again. Where's my cabinet meetings? $140,000 of what is allocated here, of the $251,000, is for the HR audit, the cost of the executive board secretary, along with the recruitment cost. Okay. Now, let us continue to examine what's really going on at UCCI, shall we? Okay, back it up. The president, who was so nicely featured in the Compass and that side-by-side story that I just showed y'all. Did I close out the Compass already? I may have. Right? Let's ask her. Let's do a Q&A on the president. Ooh, nice. Okay. So lovely. Nice Q&A. Let's highlight what a wonderful job she's doing. Well, not so fast. Not so fast. She makes a whopping $177,288 per annum, on par with people like the Chief Justice, right behind, I should add, the premier of this country. She's making almost as much money as he is. She gets $14,774.38 per month. On top of that, she's paid $700 for health cash earnings, which I don't even know what the hell that means. Y'all need to explain that to me. And she gets a $500 car allowance. Whew. Wow. And no oversight. Let me tell you when I tell you no oversight in terms of what was happening there from the previous board. They were letting her run amok with spending and what she's been doing with staff hirings. Now, y'all stay tuned for the staff part, because I want to demonstrate to you all how Caymanians are being disenfranchised at the university under this new leadership. Because you know what happens? You bring in someone pretty from overseas, and y'all think they're better than sliced bread. You've been eating your hard-dough bread all this time, but now they come with their fancy 9 green version bread, and y'all want to lick that up and lap that up and don't ask any questions. So the misinformation based on the headline, and generally speaking, I think has been a bit misrepresented, if the truth be known. Her contract is up in December 31st of this year. She got a little bit more than a month left. And boy, oh boy, she is fighting hard to get that contract renewed, because it's the best job she's ever had at that kind of salary, and probably not doing very much for it. Now, let me bring you up to speed on this next part. Contract is up for renewal. I'm hearing that she didn't even think that her post should be advertised. Imagine that. The new board has said, of course it has to be advertised. What do you mean? You don't think anybody else can do your job? I hope they try and find somebody local. Her contract, she's on a 3-year contract, like I said, that expires December the 31st, was written by, now here it is, snippet, Tom Simpson, former board member Tom Simpson. I'm like, who the hell is Tom Simpson? I'm like, I don't know no Caymanian named Tom Simpson. Y'all try and hush now. He not no Caymanian child. His name is Tom Simpson. Let me see if I can find him. And he is from Toronto, Canada. So let's go here. We can type in Tom Simpson Cayman. Simpson Cayman, yes. He's on LinkedIn, honey child. There he is. Independent director, he says, of all kind of financial companies. And we scroll down his credentials. And we see, he says he has a Doctor of Law degree, LLD, from the University of Toronto. He got a Queen's Jubilee medal. And he was on the board of directors for UCCI from 2016 up until 2019, according to this. And guess what? He actually wrote the contract of employment for Dr. McAfee. Now, to me, that sounds really peculiar. And I've never heard of an executive board member writing her contract. First of all, wouldn't they already had a contract in place from all the previous presidents that was there? Was her contract so incredibly customized that he needed to write it for her? And why would he be the one writing it? That seems like a conflict of interest. Like, it feels like a conflict for me. But it's just bizarre. So I don't know how Simpson got on the board, but anyway, he was there. Originally from Toronto, Canada, sat on the board from 2008. He was chair of the Audit and Finance Committee, member of the Executive Committee, and member of the CEO Search Committee. So when they were looking to replace former President Roy Bodden, they set up a search committee and he was on that. So why would the search committee be drafting her contract? Like, it's really weird. No oversight from the auditor, not the auditor, the attorney general. No, I mean, it's just bizarre. But anyway, that's what happened. So she got a nice cushy contract. Now, there have been a couple of things that have happened during her tenure that doesn't make her look good. There was a theft. I remember that. Remember a little thieving, allegedly. Director of hospitality. Oh, now he can't be found. They're not extradited him yet. They probably won't, or they'll take their sweet time. And then there was a child pornography case that I want to highlight for a specific reason. So this is Freddie Diaz. By the way, this trial has started, so we're going to be dealing with this here shortly and giving you all an update. But here's Freddie Diaz, charged with possession of child pornography and accessing child pornography. So after CMR broke the story, of course, the university went on the defense and they issued a statement that read, "The University College of the Cayman Islands is aware of media coverage regarding former employee Mr. Freddie Diaz and criminal charges brought against such former employee." Mr. Freddie Diaz was initially employed by UCCI in the fall of 2018 and later for a brief period, January to March and early 2021. It is our understanding that none of the criminal charges relate to his employment at UCCI. Now, here's where the lie comes in. Y'all paying attention? Follow me, my fellow sleuthsters. We can confirm that in 2021, he was employed as a staff member in a non-teaching capacity. Well, if that statement is true, it cannot be the case that the next thing that we place in this latest article, which is the spring schedule spring 2021 semester schedule for UCCI, it can't be that that statement is true and this is true as well. Because look, yeah, he is listed to teach 4 classes. Y'all see it? Let me enlarge it so it's nice and big and you're not missing it. Uh-oh, hold on. Where did I go now? Okay, so here's my document. Oh yes, I need to scroll up in this document. There we go. See him right there? Teaching 3 credit hour classes. Videography 1, video editing 1, videography 2, and video editing 2. Mondays and Wednesdays from 4:30 to 6. Mondays and Wednesdays from 7:30 to 9. Mondays and Wednesdays from 4:30 to 6 and 7:30. What? I thought they said that he wasn't teaching. Now that statement in the other article, this one here, would have come from the president, Dr. McAfee. So which am I to believe? This statement that claims he was in a non-teaching capacity, or the schedule that was sent to us that clearly shows him on the teaching schedule? Y'all have it make sense? Tell me now, what am I missing? Y'all see the inconsistencies? Now, on the streets, we would call that a bold-faced lie. That's all that is. Someone is lying. And I can tell you, not CMR. And it's not the person who sent us the schedule. And they sent it from months ago, September, October. And I said, let me examine this a bit closer. So yesterday, over the weekend, when this story came to light about, this situation with UCCI, I said, you know what? This smells like a power play to me. Somebody trying to be smart and throw the new board under the bus, right? With very limited and skewed details and bits and pieces of information and not giving the full picture. Well, you know what Aunt Lottie used to say. Aunt Lottie's pearls of wisdom. A liar is a liar and a thief is a thief. When you lie, you lie. So you're going to be dishonest about a guy who's now arrested for child porn, having been a teacher. What else might you be covering up in being less than honest about? It's a question. There's going to be more to come on UCCI. So I want you guys to stay tuned. Kayleen is pissed off. She's got the angry face there, the angry emoji. Sue says this is the disgrace. Who allowed her to get that salary? Natasha says WTF, overpaid much? Valerie, I can't see what you put there. I'm afraid that's one of those Facebook emojis. Probably a shocking face. Gabby probably had a shocking face too. Ay, what a mess. I tell you. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You really cannot make this stuff up. Even if you tried, you can't make it up. So listen, we are waiting on the government to go live to announce who has won $100,000. Get your friends ready. Get them ready, folks. Get them ready, because we want to see who this lucky person is. Okay, so we're just waiting on that to go live. I'm just having a look here at what else is going on. So they're rioting in Guadeloupe over COVID-19 restrictions. So police, France has sent police special forces to the Caribbean island amid riots over COVID-19 restrictions. So people are getting tired of being locked down. It's driving people crazy. But, you know, you can't have it both ways. You can't have free movement low vaccination rates and then expect that you can just run about like you're crazy. No, honey child, that's not how it's going to work. So they're writing all over Europe. They're writing all over Guadeloupe, everywhere else, because the governments are saying, listen, the COVID situation is just out of control. And in order to get it under control, we're going to have to do certain things. Governments are responsible for the safety of their citizens, right? And it seems to me that people want to have their cake and eat it too. So they don't want to get vaccinated. They want to go out and about and spread COVID like they're crazy. And then on top of that, they want no restrictions in place. They don't want to wear masks. They don't want to, social distance. They don't want to do anything. It looks like the only thing that people are prepared to do is to die until they're dying. And then when they're dying, they're like, oops, I don't really want to die. Can you give me a COVID shot? Can you save me? Now, here's the sad reality is there's a couple people in Cayman at the moment who are very sick. The ventilator patient remains on the ventilator. You hear all sorts of updates on her status. Some people claim she's okay. Other people saying yesterday that they were going to try a new drug that has just come on island to see if that's going to help her. I don't know, but the fact is she remains on a ventilator, which is never a good thing. Because quite honestly, a good portion of people who are on a ventilator never come off of a ventilator. I think Soka Phillips said it best when she saw people kept asking about a ventilator. And she's like, why would you be asking that question? It's such an unusual question, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're asking about, how many ventilators do people have on hand? You should really be asking how many body bags y'all got, because by the time you get to a ventilator, your chances of surviving have been decreased significantly. You don't want to get there. You don't want to be on a ventilator, folks. That's not the what would we call it? The golden goose. That's not a good position to be in at all. Right? Seriously. And so she remains on a ventilator. We understand that there's another Caymanan from West Bay who is allegedly in a coma and very, very sick, having kidney failure. And so that's another situation. Wow. So unfortunately, that's going on. We had a young lady who passed away yesterday after having an asthma attack. So I do want to extend condolences to her family. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Someone sent me the voice note. Lavona would be, I think this is her niece. And she sent out a voice note to someone that got circulated around. The pain in her voice, from that voice note, literally broke my heart. They have now lost 3 family members in a month, basically. So this is just shocking and incredibly sad. So Miss Lucille was family to them, Lucille Barnes. The young man here, I don't actually know his name, I'm afraid, but he's just passed away as well. And then now, Coriana passed away last night after having a bad asthma attack. So, the crazy thing is, asthma, we should remember, is one of those things, folks, that just, I feel like we take it kind of like not as seriously as we should. you know? But it is still deadly, and there's still people who die from asthma attacks. Isn't that horrible? Young lady. I don't know how old she is, but she looks very young. And unfortunately, she has now passed away. Oh my God. I can't even believe it. I cannot even believe it. Hold on. Is this her in this photo? I think this might be her. Yeah. Coriana Brown. What? Is this her? I think this is her on Facebook. Birthday in 3 days. Wow. My God. Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. 1996. That would make her how old? Very young. Hold on now. 1996. And we're in 2021. So in a couple days, she would have been 25 years old. Wow. I don't know what to say. So I can only extend my condolences to her family. And it's just horrible that they're having to mourn another death yet again. Right? Wow. This is tough. It's very, very tough. All right, folks. I did tell you guys that we're going to have...
for joining us.
Here we go. Hold on.
A really exciting morning here today. We are going to be talking about the winner of the DMS vaccine drive, which is, it's very exciting. There's a lot of anticipation, a lot of discussion. Every time we have a press conference, someone typically comes up and says, where are we with this? Well, we're here today. Today we'll find out who that winner is. I want to say that from the moment this government came into office, we understood the need to really push our vaccination rate in the country. We thought that it was going to be very, very important for us. And I think all along the way, in every press conference, we have said, look, COVID will be back in the country. We're not going to be able to avoid this. So we knew it was going to be important to have a really high vaccination rate. And we took the bold step of pushing to change our population numbers, to push that up to 71,000 rather than the 65,000 that had been sort of used as the benchmark. And we set a target, a high target of 80%. Now, a lot of people said that was going to be difficult to achieve, if not impossible. But we accepted that target and we pushed for that. I think where we are now, we do have a lot of local transmission going on, but what is reflected is the reality that our vaccination rate has had a big impact on minimizing the number of people that are sick and in hospital. So, this was something that we embarked on. We sort of challenged each other as ministers, as members of government, to try to get our constituents out, try to overcome some of the vaccine hesitancy, and we really pushed on that. And my colleague, Minister Bryan, was one of the leaders of that. He's the Minister for Tourism, so this is something that is really important to him, because he understood the significance of it for us to be able to progress through and get to our get to this stage that we got to on Saturday, phase 4, where we reopened to vaccinated visitors coming into the country. And I want to thank him for the dedication that he brought about in relation to that, because he was a tireless lobbyist. He went out and he pursued people internally, he pursued others in the private sector, and he tried to find every way that he could to try to incentivize people and to try to convince people to come out and take their vaccine shots. And clearly, that has been a big contributor to our success. So today, we are benefiting from that and from those efforts. So through his efforts, and through the kind understanding and acceptance of an organization that has played a very significant role in the local business community and the country as a whole, and is, we know it as the DMS company, but of course it is eponymously named after one of our own Caymanians, Don Seymour. And I certainly want to thank the organization and to thank Don for stepping forward and accepting the challenge and the need and seeing the need to assist with this program. I don't know, I suppose Minister Bryan probably spent a lot of time twisting his arm, but I don't think he's a guy that needs a lot of arm twisting. He has always been a very significant contributor to Cayman society, the business community, and he's contributed in many, many ways to various community development projects, etc. So I want to thank them very much for getting on board and sponsoring this and putting up the $100,000. Now the winner has been randomly chosen. That person, as I said, will be announced this very shortly. And I want people to understand that a lot of work went into, probably a lot more work than was originally anticipated, went into making sure that this was done in a very random way, and that the people who went out and took their shots, not just from the point at which they accepted the role of incentivizing and putting up the money, but it went back to January of this year, and it wasn't just the individuals who took the shots, but also if they were instrumental in offering or cajoling or convincing others to come and be a part of the solution as well. They have been included. So a lot of effort went into this, and I know the HSA has been involved in making sure that all the data protection provisions were properly respected and reflected in the process. So I want to thank all of them. I want to thank DMS, Don Seymour. I want to thank all the other members of the HSA, those who have been involved, my colleague, Minister Bryan, who has been so instrumental in this process as well. And I want to thank all Caymanians, all residents who have been involved and who have taken up the challenge to demonstrate a commitment to their own health, to their families' health, to the collective health of the country, and ultimately the collective success of the country. So thank you all very much. You have been a very significant and integral part of this process. I only wish that we were in a position that we could say every single person could be a winner today. But I thank them, the company, which is represented here today, and you'll hear from their representative. I thank them very much for the efforts and the work that they have put into this. So with that, we'll let my colleague, Minister Bryan, then speak. And I will put my mask back on. Thank you.
Thank you, Premier. Like you said, this morning is a very special morning as we make the announcement of the winner of a $100,000, which has been donated by the DMS group. And as you heard the Honorable Premier say, that the Caymanian known as Don Seymour was the humble person to step forward and step up in a time when we needed encouragement and incentives for Caymanians to do the right thing to get us safe. So I just want to let you know, Premier, there wasn't much arm twisting. As soon as I brought it up, he was like, whatever it takes for the country. So Don, thank you so much.
I'm sure.
Today, much thanks have to go up, not only to him as owner, but also to his team. The DMS group has a great group of employees and management team there that has been so supportive of this drive to get us to where we are today, which is 81% of first doses and 78% of second doses, and 12% of the booster shots. But before we get on to that magic name, I want to take this opportunity to see if we could set a new goal. A lot of people said that we would never have made 80% of our population, and we did it, more than 80 actually. And I think we can do even better than that, particularly as science evolves and as the vaccine availability for persons in different age groups continue to increase and give a wider range, particularly for those wonderful, amazing children, which are our future. I think we can get the country even higher than that, because continued uptake of the vaccine is what's going to keep us safe. So I encourage the country, how about we challenge ourselves? Before Christmas, could we get to 85% of our population? Right now with 81% first dose, that's about another 3,000 people. So if you're not vaccinated today and you're watching, challenge yourself. Could you be one of that 3,000 that we need to get to the 85%? So it's a new challenge for Christmas. I think we'll feel a lot better if we know that we're more safer. That being said, I just want to send a special thanks before the big celebration for the name of the person comes up to my team within the Ministry of Tourism and the Department of Tourism, who worked hard behind the scenes before the great DMS group took over with the marketing to try to incentivize persons and keep them up with the knowledge about and the importance of vaccines. Because yes, it did contribute to the tourism reopening, because without the 80%, I don't think we would have been able to do our successful reopening this Saturday. But with that being said, thank you, Cayman Public, and I will pass it over to DMS to make the very important talking points about the winner.
Thank you, Premier. Thank you, Minister Brian. Thank you for having me here this morning and to announce the winner of the $100,000 in the DMS vaccine drive. But first, we must go through a little history. The drive was launched on Friday, August the 6th. Over 15 weeks, we promoted this drive on our radio stations and our digital media platforms, EK Trade and EK Online. We paid campaigns on Facebook, Instagram, and posted on LinkedIn. We created a website called Caymanians.org that provided information about vaccinations, COVID-19, and the DMS vaccine guidelines. We gained international recognition for our efforts in this vaccine drive, for our vaccination stats, and the care that the Cayman Islands government had taken to preserve the health and safety of its people. The vaccine drive ended on October the 14th. At that time, we had over 53,000 in total, representing 75% of our population. This did include 230 people from our Refer a Friend program, and this dated back to our first vaccination. So everyone that was vaccinated from day one was included in this drive. So the winner was then randomly generated by a computer after verification by the HSA and DMS in accordance with the guidelines. We'd like to thank the Cayman Islands government, Lizette Yearwood and her team at the HSA for all their support, and every single person who got behind the initiative of this drive. So without further ado, it's time to announce the winner. The winner is native Caymanian, living in Georgetown, where she grew up. She is married with 2 children, one who is 26, and one who is 29. She is an executive at KPMG. She's going to make me cry. And she has worked there for 24 years. So without further ado, I hand this over to Minister Brian.
There you go. Thank you. You know what? I think you've already made me happy. I'm not sure who the winner is.
Yeah.
But you said she came in and you said she's from Georgetown, so you started off really good. All right, with that being said, the official winner of the DMS $100,000 vaccine drive giveaway is none other than Dawn Bodden. I think we'll take this opportunity to have a picture opportunity with her. She's here in the studio.
That's a good thing I didn't say congratulations. Oh, girl. Today's your day. That's awesome.
All right, you get to rip it off.
Wow.
Congratulations.
You know what?
So what are you going to do with $100,000?
I have no idea. Everything. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
I was gonna try to do an interview with you, but I can't get any of the mics. You have a live mic, but can the mic pick us up? This is me taking advantage of my former skills as a reporter. Dawn, I want to say first off, on behalf of the Park government, we're proud of you because before the money even came into the discussion, you did the right thing. The world and our country are going through some difficult times. And getting vaccinated is the right thing because it does protect us all. So thank you for doing that. But now that you've done the right thing and you got a bag of money, what are you going to do?
I have no, I am just blown away. I was brought here this morning as a finalist. I had no idea. So that was a well-kept secret, first of all. Definitely help, whomever I can and bank some.
Okay.
Definitely.
With land being so expensive, I think you need to bank some of it. Yeah. Well, congratulations to you and continue to encourage others to do the right thing and you could be rewarded.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Again, congratulations to Ms. Dawn. With that being said, folks, thank you guys so much for tuning in to GIS here. Matter of fact, I think I should probably throw it over to the right person who's supposed to close this off. And that means to you, Donna.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Minister Brian, and congratulations. A huge congratulations to Dawn. It's well-deserved, and like the minister said, do encourage everyone that you can to do the right thing and get vaccinated. I mean, I did, and I was a skeptic in the beginning, but I did the right thing, and I think that's so important to move our country forward. So that's it. Congrats again, and thank you to all of you for participating. Those of you who've gone ahead and gotten your vaccine, again, we encourage you to please go out, reconsider, go out and get your vaccine, get others to do it as well. I'm Donna Bush, as always, thanking you for joining us here and wishing you a wonderful day.
AeroPost makes Christmas easy. In just 3 steps, you can have all your Christmas shopping done. Step 1, buy. Shop online with a retailer of your choice. Step 2, pre-alert your package and upload your invoice with our state-of-the-art customer portal. Step 3, receive your package at our GT office without the hassle of customs clearance. Christmas has never been easier than this. Contact us today at 321-4490 via WhatsApp 954-260-9620 to register and take advantage of our discounted special.
Purell hand sanitizer products are available at reliable supplies. Contact us today for Purell hand wipes that are convenient to carry with you, or alcohol-based hand sanitizer pump ideal for offices, schools, and homes. Contact Reliable Supplies today to get your COVID-19 supply at 949-9303 or stop by our showroom, centrally located off Compass Drive.
Beginning the 10th of October, residents across the Cayman Islands will be invited to participate in the 2021 census. What is the census? Simply put, the census is a head count of every person living in the Cayman Islands. The population count and data are protected and authorized by the Statistics Act. The information is confidential and cannot be shared with any law enforcement agencies. Your response helps guide business, social, and economic planning for the future of our islands. The 2021 census will inform decisions on how millions of dollars are allocated for roads, schools, hospitals and healthcare clinics, fire, emergency response services, and other programs. Census enumerators will visit your household, ask a few questions like how many people live in your house, including their age and sex. Every person counts, no matter who you are or where you live. So have your say in the 2021 census.
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of The Cold Hard Truth. Make sure to check Facebook for showtimes and more information and the latest news at CaymanMarlRoad.com. Subscribe to our IG and Facebook pages to get the latest happenings.